Good day, children. So in the first part of the lesson, we saw that Pi and Richard Parker, they both were trapped in the sea. It was a stormy night. Pi was in a raft and Richard Parker was in the lifeboat. Pi felt that the tiger was a threat to him. So he was thinking of various plans to get rid of the tiger. What was the first plan? The first plan was to push Richard Parker off the lifeboat into the water. Then Pi realizes that tigers are very good swimmers and Richard Parker will swim back and attack him. The second plan was to kill the tiger with 6 morphine syringes. But Pi was not sure if 6 doses of morphine would be enough to kill him. Moreover, how will he give 6 continuous injections? The tiger will not allow that. Even if he tries to prick him once, Richard Parker will attack Pi and kill him. The third plan was to kill the tiger with the few weapons which he had. But if he tries to attack the tiger will attack back, isn't it? And with a single swipe from the tiger's paw, Pi will die. So this is also not practically possible. So now, let's see what is the next plan. Plan number 4. Please look into your textbook, children. Page number 3, the third paragraph. Plan number 4. Choke him. I had a rope. If I stayed at the bow and got the rope to go around the stern and a noose to go around his neck, I could pull on the rope while he pulled to get at me. And so, in the very act of reaching for me, he would choke himself. A clever plan. Now, what do you mean by the word choke him? The word choke means to suffocate. So Pi wanted to kill this tiger by suffocating him. He had a rope with him. Okay, he just wanted to tie the rope, one end of the rope, to the stern of the boat. What do you mean by stern? The back part of the boat. And a noose to go around his neck. Now let me explain. What do you mean by a noose? Noose is somewhat like a loop, you can say. One end of the rope is tied to the back part of the boat, and the other part he will just take it like a loop, somewhat like a ring or a circle around the tiger's neck, and he will pull the tiger. So that noose or that loop will become tight, isn't it? So the Richard Parker will struggle. He will try to free himself or he will try to attack Pi. In that very process, the rope will become very tight, the loop will become very tight, and Richard Parker will be choked to death, suffocated to death. A very clever plan, isn't it? But then, Pi felt that this plan was feasible. But then how could he get a noose around the tiger's neck? How will he make a loop and try to put it around the tiger's neck? Again, this is not possible. So he thinks of the next plan, the fifth plan. Plan number 5. Poison him. Set him on fire. How? With what? So the fifth plan was to kill the tiger with poison, or he wanted to set the tiger on fire. But how will he do that? With what will he do that? The fifth plan is actually very vague, children. How can he poison an animal or set fire to a big animal? You can't think of doing that, right? So slowly, Pi gives up this fifth plan also, and he thinks of the next plan, which is plan number 6. Look into your textbook. Page number 4, the first paragraph. Plan number 6. Wage a war of attrition. In other words, slow destruction. All I had to do was let the unforgiving laws of nature run their course and I would be saved. Waiting for him to waste away and die would require no effort on my part. I had supplies for months to come. What did he have? Just a few dead animals that would soon go bad? What would he eat after that? Better still, where would he get water? He might last for weeks without food, but no animal, however mighty, can do without water for any extended period of time. So what was actually plan number 6? It was a war of attrition. What do you mean by a war of attrition? A war of attrition means to make your enemy weak by causing problems for a long time. It means to slowly destroy your enemy. Or you can say, Plan 6 was actually a waiting game. Pi had to do nothing. He had to just wait and watch. Pi had enough food supplies, which would last for months together. But Richard Parker, he had only a few dead animals. These dead animals would soon go bad, isn't it? They would become rotten soon. Then what will Richard Parker eat? Not only that, what will this tiger drink? There was no water. The sea water is salty, isn't it? The word saline means salty. And sea water is not fit for drinking. The tiger may live without food for a few days, but he cannot live without water, right? Water is more important than food, isn't it? Now, the meaning of run their course. In the third line, run their course means Pi wants nature to do whatever it can. Nature should follow its rules. Slowly this tiger will die of hunger and thirst. Pi had to just sit and watch. It was actually a waiting game. It'll take time. It'll be a long time, isn't it? Immediately it'll not happen. But then here he had to do nothing. In all the first 5 plans, he had to do something. Either push the tiger or inject some medicines into his system or to attack with weapons or to tie a noose around him, kill him, poison him. Nothing. Here he had to do nothing. He just had to sit and wait. A very easy job, isn't it? He had to just survive this tough time. He had enough food. And he was very sure that slowly the tiger will die of hunger and starvation. He had no food to eat. Slowly he'll be having no water to drink and he will automatically die. So this plan was very soothing. The 6th plan brought some hope in him. He felt relaxed. He felt comfortable. It was a tough night, right? Stormy night. And he didn't sleep. He was only sitting and making different plans. The 6th plan was practically possible, whereas all the other plans were not feasible. Now let's see the next paragraph. A modest glow of hope flickered to life within me, like a candle in the night. I had a plan, and it was a good one. I only needed to survive to put it into effect. The word flickered means to appear for a short period of time. This thought of slowly killing the tiger gave him a very good hope. He felt hopeful. Like, when you light a candle in the darkness, it gives brightness, isn't it? Like this 6th plan number 6, the war of attrition, gave some hope to this boy. He felt comfortable, very relaxed. Now the next paragraph. Dawn came. I was stiff, sore, and exhausted, barely grateful to be still alive. The words plan number 6, plan number 6, plan number 6 repeated themselves in my mind and brought me a small measure of comfort, though I couldn't recall what plan number 6 was. Warmth started coming to my bones. I wrapped myself with a blanket and curled up on my side in such a way that no part of me touched the water. I fell asleep. I don't know how long I slept. It was mid-morning when I awoke, and I felt hot. The blanket was nearly dry. It had been a brief spell of deep sleep. I lifted myself onto an elbow. All about me was flatness and an endless panorama of blue. Now, in these two paragraphs, Pai is saying, whole night he didn't sleep, children. He was sitting and thinking and making plans. It was almost daybreak now, dawn time. He was feeling stiff and sore. What do you mean by stiff and sore? Stiff and sore means to feel pain when you move about. And the word exhausted means very tired. He was tired. He was having pain in his body. He was grateful to be still alive. It was next daybreak, right? The words plan number 6 was ringing in his ears. It was repeatedly coming in his mind. And it was a very comfortable thought. He was feeling relaxed, calm. But he couldn't recollect what was plan number 6. As the sun rose up in the sky, slowly he started feeling warm. It was a cold night, isn't it? He was fully wet also. When the sun came up in the sky, he felt warm. He curled himself in the blanket and went to sleep. It was a deep sleep, a long sleep, a sound sleep, you can say. He doesn't even remember how long he slept, but he was feeling better when he got up. It was almost midday. The blanket was almost dry, maybe because of the hot sun. When he got up, he saw that all around him it was only water. He saw himself surrounded by water on all sides. It was a huge sea, and in the middle of the sea, he was in a small, tiny raft. But still, he was feeling a bit better. It was warm. So now, we learnt about the 6 plans which he had decided, and the last one seemed to be a bit more practical. So we come to the end of the second part of the story.